Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Today, the moon is in Leo, so we're going to do some poses that will be heart opening for the fourth chakra. And we'll just get started. Welcome to everybody who's listening. And we will get started here with our, oh, there was one thing I wanted to get. Oh, here it is. Yes. So just come seated in easy pose for our grounding, at least to start grounding. And be sure to grow tall in your spine. If you need a cushion under your tailbone, that will help to align in your spine. It just makes it a little easier for some people. Some people don't need it, but it helps you to tilt your hips forward. So allow shoulders to relax down away from your ears and let go of the week. Perhaps it was busy for you or chaotic. Seems like the whole world is chaotic these days, but we're going to let go of all of that and come into our heart centers and ultimately into silence where we can receive healing, nurturance, energy for courage. Leo is about courage and self-empowerment. The sun is the ruler for Leo, and the sun shines on everything. So Leos are usually very generous people, and I have many Leo friends who prove that. So bring your hands into Mudra, just taking your index finger and long finger, extending your arms out and touching the ground to release the weak and ground, connect into Earth Mother, Gaia. Just close your eyes and relax as you release any stress, any cares and concerns. Sometimes even this is enough. You'll feel your heart opening. You'll feel yourself producing endorphins and letting them flow. Just focus on your fingertips touching the ground. Now bring your attention to your breathing. Notice the pace or pattern. Is your inhale longer or is your exhale longer? Just connecting with breath. Notice your mind, if it's slowing down and clearing, emptying out. Or maybe it's busy. Just notice without any judgment. Notice any emotions that might be waiting to be acknowledged. Sometimes we hold off experiencing our emotions or don't bother at all, but we need to take time to acknowledge emotions, to experience them and let them flow through us. We don't have to act out in drama. Just become aware, release them, and move forward. Go a little deeper into relaxation. Now, check in with your muscles and joints. Notice sensations, sending messages to your body or from your body to your mind. See what your body's calling for. You can make some micro movements to check. Notice if you're stiff or tight or pain. And then we'll bring our hands, just loosen in your fingers as you bring them in and draw them into Anjali Mudra, prayer hands, and we'll attune to breath. The breath leads in yoga, so we connect with the breath and movement. So breathe, arms overhead, a deep breath, open out, breathe out. I'm going to suggest breathing up to a count of 4, hold for 4, and exhale to 4, the 4-4-4 breath. And repeat a few times at your own pace. Hold for 4, breathe out for 4. And one more round. Breathe up for 4. It's 4 seconds. Hold for 4. And breathe out to 4. All right. And just remove your cushion if you're using one. And with hands on your knees, just start at your hips to lean over. So you're just shifting your body over and rolling through your spinal column, including your cervical spine, side to side, feeling a stretch in your side or your hip. Just like seaweed in the ocean, swaying side to side. And the next time you come over to your left, we'll swing forward down over our legs, over to the side. Hold on to your knees as you go to the back and focus on your heart center. Lift your heart center, draw shoulder blades down, and then continue on around, circling, breathing. Hold on. Lift in the front of your body, your heart center, Anahata chakra. Now we'll pause here as we lift our heart center and we'll reverse direction. Loosening in the hips, the waist, the spine. And one last time around. And lift, lift in the heart center. Reach up, draw your shoulder blades down. That will help open the throat chakra. And then come back to center. Bring your chin towards your chest, round your spine. This would be on an exhale. And then draw your tailbone down towards the floor and roll up. Once again, lift the heart. Open the chest and shoulders. And then come to center. Just take a moment and switch your feet. Bring the other one on top or in front. Maybe sit in the center of your mat or towards the back, and bring your palms onto the mat and just slide your hands forward, stretching in your hips, low back, shoulders. You can lift one shoulder and then the other as you spider walk your fingers forward. And then we'll lift up. And if you can, we're going to pull back and press up onto our knees. Extend the legs back into plank pose. Stretch through your heels. Feet are flexed and heels are pressed towards the wall behind you. And then lift your hips. Just walk your feet in. We'll come into our Tai Chi rising ritual prayer. Get comfortable in your clothes. And then standing comfortably, bringing palms over the torso in front, wherever you feel guided. If you don't know the prayer, I will repeat it and you can just follow along with me. So we start with grounding the feet, the soles of the feet into the earth. Take in your breath. And just take your palms down as you bend your knees. Exhale, I call forth the unconditional love, light, and power of the earth now for our highest good. Reaching up, drawing the energy up your pranic tube. I call forth the unconditional love, light, and power of the heavenly forces now for our highest good. Imagine your pranic tube, the energy coming down. Bend your knees. I call forth the unconditional love, light, and power of the earth now for our highest good. Raise your energy. I call forth the unconditional love, light, and power of the heavenly forces now for our highest good. Breathe out, bend your knees. I call forth the unconditional love, light, and power of the earth now for our highest good. And last time, breathe. I call forth the unconditional love, light, and power of the heavenly forces now for our highest good. And then just bring palms back to your center. You might have one hand over your heart chakra. All right. And just shake out your arms, your fingers, just squeeze and release. And separate your feet. We'll come into a standing twist. Just swing your arms, lift the outside heel, look over your shoulder, loosen a little more in the spine, twisting. And coming back to center. All right. To loosen up a little more in the hips and legs, just shift the weight over to your right foot. Bring your left knee up. Just pull it in towards your chest and switch back and forth. You don't have to stay there long, just enough to pull it in. This helps the low back, the hip joints. Now bring the knee up and over, open it up, make a circle or semicircle, up and out, up and out. Breathe and breathe out. All right. So separate your feet. You can either turn sideways on your mat if you wish. I have a mat turned sideways already. So just separate your feet. Let your toes turn out. We're going to work towards horse pose to open the hip joints a little bit more. So just start with your hands on your hips for now. Toes are maybe halfway between forward and straight out. Taking your deep breath. Breathe out. Take the knees out to the side and press them open. As you lower down, squeeze the legs as you bring them back up. Inhale. Breathe out, open the knees, wide angle. And squeeze as you press up. These are kind of like ballet plies. But open. Now just go a little bit side to side. And back to center. Breathe from here. And breathe out as you deepen and press a little more open. And then bring palms into Anjali Mudra for your horse pose. Press the soles of your feet into the ground. The energy from Muladhara chakra in the base of your perineum. Send that down into the earth. Now to come up, press the feet down, squeeze the legs as you bring them back in. Give them a little rest. Work your hips side to side. Excuse me. Okay. Notice how they feel. How does it feel in your hips? How do your legs feel? What sensations do you notice? Have you awakened the energy? Released? Okay, we'll come back into horse pose again, take in your breath and stretch up through your crown. And breathe out. Open the knees. Come down as though you're sitting between your heels. Press the knees open, but don't grip in the hips. Just relax and let them open as you lower down. And then squeeze as you press back up. We'll go in one more time. Breathe. Breathe out and open. Keep your balance there. Open. Now just bring your hands onto your knees or just above your knees. Grab a hold and press one knee back as you bring your shoulder forward. And the other side, press the knee open as you bring your shoulder forward. Once more, each side. Other side. And now both knees, just press them open. You can have fingers forward or back, whatever works best for you. And let your hips just relax down. Now squeeze as you come back up. Breathe, arms overhead, reach up tall. And bring palms down over your heart. Okay. Now take your left toes out to the side, so towards the wall. The other leg, you can widen your stance if you want, but turn the heel out, hands on your hips, taking a breath. We'll turn towards that front leg, or that'd be your left leg, and let the back heel out so that your hips can point forward, and you can adjust. You might need to widen your stance. Now bring your arms around behind you, interlace your fingers, open the shoulders, open the heart center as you pull your arms away, lift your chest, your chin. Lift, go a little bit to the back. Now extend up through your crown, hinge forward in that hip, lift your arms and come down to relax over that front leg. Now you can release your hands and bring them down onto your shin or fingertips on the floor or palms, whatever reaches, but bring the hips around so they're both pointing forward. Front knee is straight. Extend through your crown on your inhale and breathe out. Extend a little further. Relax down. Breathe, extend through your crown. You can lift up slightly. Align your hips forward. Feel that stretch. And breathe out, head to knee. All right, now walk your hands slightly forward. Bend your front knee, come into sun pose. Press through the back heel, lift your chin. And we'll come into a twist. So you'll be lifting your left arm, reach up, but keep the hips relaxed down. Open the shoulders and the chest and bring it back down. Now we'll pivot. Bring both hands in front of that left foot Bring the back foot down, toes up, heel pressing down. Flex the foot. Give a nice stretch to the inner thigh. You can also use your left arm to press the left knee open. Allow the stretch to happen as you breathe. Now, bring in that right foot. Step over a little ways. Extend your left leg out. So we're just going to reverse this. Press the knee open. Lengthen in your crown. The foot is flexed. And you can tilt your hips so that you get a little more stretch on that inner thigh, partially into the hamstrings. And press the right knee open. Now bring your left foot down, walk your hands around, and shift your hips so that they're facing the other direction. You may need to bring your foot forward so that you can come into your sun pose. So lengthen, lift your chin. And now once again, bring the back foot down and come up. Straighten the front knee. If it feels a little tight, take your time. Lengthen through your crown. Straight spine. Take in your breath. Exhale and lower down a little bit more. Keep this leg straight. If it wants to bend, just see if you can keep it straight. You can place your hands on the shin. Make sure you place both feet firmly into the ground. Tilt your hips forward and come down over the leg. You can also have your fingertips. If you need blocks, you can use them to place one on each hand. I don't have mine over here. And then just keep working the stretch, releasing tension, lengthen those muscles, breathe and lengthen through your crown. And breathe out, relaxing down, both hip bones pointing forward. And come down. If you need to give it a little break, just let your knee bend. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come back into your stretch. Forward. Breathe. Breathe out. And head to knee. Okay, beautiful. Now walk your hands forward. Palms firmly pressing into the ground. Come into plank pose from here. Engage hips. Nice long line from your heels to your crown. Now let your knees come down. Tops of your feet come down and let your hips press down, relaxing, just hanging in traction here, but engage the hips to protect your low back. Lift your heart center, open the shoulders. You can circle them around here. Bend your elbows a little bit, circle your shoulders around, loosen them up, and reverse. And then bring them up towards your ears. Bring your shoulder blades together and pull them down away from your ears. And let your pubic triangle come down onto the mat, press into the ground, the earth chakra meeting the earth, elbows in, they're bent slightly, lengthen into your cobra. Open your heart, let any little shadow things spill out and be carried away by the cleansing angels. Press up onto your palms, pull back into child's pose to stretch out the work you just did in your back. Come down, and I'll recommend that you bring your arms to your sides, palms up, bend your elbows and let them relax towards the floor. That will also relax your shoulders, forehead on the floor. If that doesn't work for you, you can bring your arms or palms and overlap them or use a block for your forehead, but you want to support your head in child's pose. Use a cushion, a block, your arms, if you need them. If not, relax down, palms up, shoulders soften. Also, you can open the knees. Just separate your knees and come down in between your legs and relax. It's nice on the hips there too. Okay, palms next to your face. Come up. Bring your knees together once again and slide your hands forward. Lift up onto your knees. We'll come into downward facing dog. So palms are about shoulder width, and turn your toes under, press up into down dog. And now check how your calves and the backs of your knees feel after your head to knee pose on each side. Isn't that nice? So much easier. Now tilt your hips up. Head is between your arms. Shoulders, armpits go towards your thighs. Lift your core. Now just walk your feet in. And let's come into head to knee with both legs. Just walk your feet in between your hands if you can. Knees are straight. If you like, it's optional. You can come into monkey pose. So lift up onto your fingertips, lift your chin, lift your hips, your tailbone. Breathe and breathe out. Lower down over your legs. And come up, monkey. Lift and breathe out. Head to knee.
Once more. Breathe. Whoops, I got caught in my sweater. And head to knee. And hold. Relax. If it's better for you right now, you can hold on to your elbows and let that bring the weight forward so that your legs will get a nice long stretch. Stretching distributes bliss or well-being to all your cells. So anybody who doesn't like to stretch, there might be some resistance going on there. All right. Now bend your knees, soften. Bring your arms out to the side, push the floor away, slowly come up. Strengthen your legs as you come up, arms overhead. And draw palms over your heart center. Pause for a moment and integrate. Notice the sensations. Now, when your hands are in Anjali Mudra, you don't have to hold your elbows out. You can let them relax and let your fingers relax as your palms are together. All right. All right, now just get comfortable in your clothes, put everything back together again. So we're going to receive some love here, okay? So just come towards the front end of your mat. And just breathe palms into Anjali Mudra. Soften your knees, breathe out, take your left leg back into warrior one legs. Oops. Both hip bones pointing forward. Now, just to loosen up a little bit more in the hip flexors and the thighs, breathe in, pull the knee in. Breathe out, bend, press through the back heel. Breathe it in, breathe out. Lift in the torso, breathe in, breathe out, and hold. Taking another breath. Extend in the pose. Breathe again. Breathe out. And turn your palms up and imagine pink light all around you. Love from spirit. Breathe as you lift arms and scoop that love in. Bring it in. Bring it into your heart. Pause for a moment. Draw it in. Breathe. Breathe out. Breathe in. Scooping all that pink light, nurturing energy, and bring it in into your heart center. Yes, the chakra is green, nature green, but there's also a little bit of pink in your Anahata chakra. Okay, breathe. Breathe out. Calms out. Breathe in all that pink light and bring it in to your heart. Now, pull back in the front leg, step in.
Feel your heart under your hands. Feel it pumping. Integrate. Notice how your body feels after having done Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1 on one side. And then bring palms into Anjali Mudra. Breathe in. Soften the knees. Reach your right leg back into Warrior One. Get comfortable. Hips pointing forward. And breathe in. Breathe out. Stay lifted in the front. That's going to stretch your hip flexors, your psoas, your thigh. Bring in. Breathe out. Stay lifted. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out and hold your pose. You're pressing down in the back hip and this hip is engaged. That's going to strengthen that and tone it up. Now we'll start with that pink bubble of energy, loving from spirit. Breathe in. Whoops. And breathe out. Palms turn out. Scoop it up. Breathe it in. Bring it into your heart center. Receive. Breathe. Breathe out. Palms out. Breathe a long, deep breath. Scooping in pink, nurturing energy. Bring it down and into your heart. Breathe. Breathe out. Last time. Breathe in. And bring it in into your heart. And pull back in the front knee. Inhale. And step it in. Pause. Good posture here. Connect again with the earth. She loves us. She sends us pink energy. Sometimes you'll see it in the sunsets or out in the mountains. All right. Now just bringing palms back into Anjali Mudra. We'll come into a swan dive. So breathe, arms up overhead. And open out, hinge forward, bending in the hips, straight spine, graceful swan dive. Coming down. Just come into a squat. Walk your hands behind you. And just knees vertical. We'll come into a gentle twist, bringing your right arm around. You can have your legs wherever you want them. You can bring your feet in close, just as long as you're sitting, lifting in your spinal column. Your left hand is already behind you. If not, just bring it around. Once again, reach up through your crown, breathe. And breathe out, hold on to your legs. Come into your twist, look over your shoulder. Now your arm can stay around your legs, or if you want a little more leverage, you can press your legs with your arm in front of them. can touch your fingers to the ground and then look around behind you over your shoulder. And breathe and relax. Go to your edge and just play there. Press a little bit more. Now, just take your head and turn to the front, to your right. And then turn and look over your shoulder once again and back. Now press down in your sitting bones, slowly unwind. Always come out of your stretches slowly to honor your body. And bring your left arm around your legs, at least initially. And bring your right arm around behind you. Can be fingertips or palm, whatever. Reach up through your crown, take in your breath, and turn to your right. And if you want to modify, taking your arm in front of your legs, you don't want to take your legs over. You want to hold them in center and use your legs for leverage as you press against them. That way you can lift up and come into your twist more deeply. Look over your shoulder. Now turn your head towards the front. Stretching in your neck. And then press once again. And now press the sitting bones down. And one final stretch as we settle down. Just let your right leg out, come over onto your right hip, and bring your left knee, bend it, and bring your foot next to your hip. And we'll stretch our thighs. We stretch the hamstrings and the backs of the legs. Now we'll stretch the front. So from here, depending on your flexibility, you can stay where you're at, or you can start to bend your elbows. Open the heart center as you walk your way down. Try to keep the thighs parallel. I like to tilt my hips under so my low back is getting a nice relaxing stretch. And you can go down all the way to the floor. Just come down onto your elbows. And then bring your arms up overhead. Hold on to your elbows over your head. And relax your thigh on your left. Breathe. Soften. Notice the sensation in your leg. Now release your arms, bring them to your sides, press down on your elbows and lift back up onto your forearms and to your hands, and then come over onto your right hip and release your left leg. Now take your hands, create some friction, some heat in your palms as you rub your hands together, and then bring it down onto that knee and give it a little massage, a rub down after your thigh stretch. All right, so other side. And you, of course, can do both legs at the same time, anytime you want. We're just doing one at a time today as a different way of doing it. And so come over onto your left hip, bring your right leg back. It's best if you have the top of your foot, but if that's not possible, you can let the foot out. But it's better, safer for your leg alignment if you can just have that foot, your heel is just right next to your hip. Start your descent. This is where I like to curl my hips under. And if that's all the farther what you want to go, that's, it's your body. You know what works best. You can soften it. If you press down on your knee and lift your hip slightly, down on the knee and lift right here in your hip bone, you will increase that stretch. And we'll just continue on down. And then bring arms up overhead. Breathe. Hold on to your elbows. You want to stay a while in a stretch so that your body has time to acclimate to the stretch and the lengthening. And that's another reason why you want to come out slowly, so your muscles don't snap back like a rubber band. You might feel sensation like heat or tingling. If your leg starts to go to sleep, if you get that numbing sensation, then it's probably best to come out of the stretch. You don't want to cut off your circulation. Stretching does slow down the circulation. Okay, bring your arms to your sides. Press down in your hands. Bring your elbows back as you lift up. Bring your hands on the floor and then lean over and let your leg out slowly. Create some heat in your hands. rubbing your palms together. You have chakras in your palms and all your fingers, so you're stimulating your hands, and then bring it down onto your knee and massage your thigh and knee. All right. Now, just before we go down for Shavasana, just come into easy pose. Bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra, prayer hands. Press the pinky fingers together, press the thumbs together, and open your other fingers into the lotus. Padma Mudra. Bring your thumbs a little closer to your heart. It might be challenging, so just come as close as you can. Sit tall and just imagine a pink lotus in your hands. The open lotus, pink. I'm actually getting a vision of it. Now just close your hands, turn your wrists out and your fingertips. Press your fingertips, if you can, to your Anahata chakra over the sternum, and let that pink lotus draw in to your chakra. It's a good stretch for your forearms and wrists too. Now receiving that love energy, and then release and loosen up in your wrists, and then come down for Shavasana. To relax fully. So you want your feet 12 to 18 inches apart. You want your hips rolled under so that your low back can relax down. Turn your palms up. Now for shoulders, if they are a little rounded from stress over years, just take your arms out a little further away from your body and bend your elbows. Bring your hands kind of towards your shoulders and let your shoulders open. And relax, let go of holding. So you're in the correct position. Whatever happens when you let go, just let it be. Breathe normally. And if you want to envision the pink lotus in your heart, imagine more divine love streaming into you. Let go physically a little bit more now. Let go. No holding. Sink down into the ground. Come into stillness. Om Bhurбhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Prachodayat. Om Vashvat Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Prachodayat. Om Bhurбhuva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Prachodayat. Om. 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 Mm. Become aware of your body now, coming back from your reverie. Feel your body, the sensations, perhaps well being or relaxation, heaviness or lightness. Let's start to bring some moves, soft little moves into fingers and toes. And take your head side to side. And then slide your feet together and lift your knees up towards your chest. Pull them in or wrap your arms around your legs for a stretch. You're welcome to bring your head up to meet your knees if you like. And then roll to one side. And press onto your hands, press up into sitting. And once again, bring your hands into Padma Mudra, the lotus flower at your heart center. Anahata is actually a 4-petaled flower, but Padma honors the lotus and the symbology. Now just bring hands to Anjali Mudra. And may your heart be filled with divine love so that you can shine that love out into the world, in your sphere of existence, and out into the earth and all her inhabitants. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste, everybody. I wish you a peaceful weekend. Enjoy. And we'll do this all again Wednesday. Thanks for being here. If you have any questions, you can reach me at michellestaryoga@gmail.com. I have some events coming up in this area. I don't know where you're from, but in the Cleveland area, Cleveland, Westlake. So if you have any questions, I can send you information about that. It's around Mudra, mantra, and asana. Balancing the 7 major chakras in a workshop, 2-hour workshop on June 11th at, where is it? Harmonic Journeys. I'm still blissed out. But it's on a Saturday from 10 till noon. And if you're available, let me know. I'll send you the link to enroll and we'll have a good time. It's a really fun workshop. So have a great weekend and namaste.